don't know what kind of chaos Cal grew up in. So I wasn't part of his upbringing. I saw a little bit of the chaos on the golf course today.
There you go. There you go.
And believe me, it's not at the same level as a Delone. But I do know some other things about Cal. Some I saw myself, and some people have told me some stories. And one of the things I noticed about Cal was that he, like some other people in this room, sort of come to maturity in a world that wasn't necessarily designed for him. And I've also been told that because he was a bit bigger than some people, he was treated more sort of grown up at an earlier age. And I can speak from some personal experience that I went to the farm show with Cal, and I saw something which I didn't know happened, which was sort of on a regular basis, everybody would come up and say, strangers would come up and say to Cal, how tall are you? And I didn't know that happened. But I've had other things happen to me, and I know that can be irksome at times. But I also know that I think people that are a little bit different from the ordinary in different ways learn that most people are very nice. Some of them are a little disrespectful, but most people are nice, and that you shouldn't sweat the small stuff. And when Cal came into our lives, I will tell you that one of the things that struck me right away was how what a firm person he was to lean on.
Yep.
And I don't just mean physically. He was, whenever he helped me, and it's all the time now, because frankly, of everybody in this room, I'm going to pick Cal to help me. And, but when he does so with a certain, not quit necessarily, but like enthusiastic support kind of thing. And I know that when he was at Penn State, at a certain point when he went to school, he got into the regular beds, I guess, and they weren't necessarily designed for him. And somehow he ended up with his own room in the honors program, or the, what was it called, the honors?
Yeah, the honors.
The honors program has a freshman, so I love it when a plan comes together. but that happens if the world's designed just a little bit differently. I also know that Cal was an Eagle Scout, which, of course, you know their motto is be prepared. And I know that he's a planner. And I think, those things all have come together for whatever brought him to his adulthood, to the person he is. And I know that Victoria figured out that he is an amazing person to lean on, a lot sooner than I ever did. And the thing about marriage is, I was trying to figure out a way to say this, and people can have complementary skills. But that doesn't really fit, because you can have somebody who's a business partner who complements you. That's not what this is. What this is if you're very lucky, you find somebody who sees something in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. And when you find that, you want to live up to the potential they see in you. And I think, from what I've seen, that happens for both Cal and Victoria. I think that Cal could help Victoria with her control of every detail. Because you have to learn not to sweat the small stuff. And I think Victoria can help Cal, and I've seen this, when a plan doesn't quite come together. And, the mind plays tricks on you. If you're a certain age and you've been lucky enough to watch P.E. Love grow up, you're never gonna think of them as grown up entirely, no matter how accomplished they are. And so, part of me is always gonna think of Victoria sitting on my lap. It's his big eyes. But tonight, the toast I'd like to make is that if you're also incredibly lucky, then the things that the people you love want are also the things they need. And I think that's true for both Cal and Victoria. I like the way you